Yo, welcome back to my channel. Listen, as always, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're back. Listen, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And please be sure to hit that bell notification so that way you can be notified anytime I upload. Before we get into this video, I need you to follow me on Instagram, and I need for you to be following me on TikTok. Like, if you're not following me, like, what are you doing? Over there, I do a whole lot of like lifestyle content. I also sing music covers. I do like product reviews, little travel content, and just connect with me, follow me, just to hang out with me, inbox me, comment, ask me to talk about something, ask me what the weather is where I am. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into today's topic. So as you can tell by the title, you already know what we're about to be talking about. I was talking to my friend Destiny. Shout out to Destiny. And she was about to go on a date with this dude. And we were just, talking. And she was just like excited. She was nervous and all of that. And so we were just talking about, like first dates and everything. And so while we was talking, she was like, what are some green flags like that y'all look for? Like, what do y'all be thinking on the first date? So she was like, what green flags do y'all be looking for? Like, what are green flags to y'all? And I was just like, that's a good question. So we began to talk about it and then whatever. And I told her, I was like, I'm gonna have to make a video about this. And I think what it is that, like, man, especially due to social media, I think we are like so conditioned like to just expect the worst. Like, we're so prepared and so conditioned to just expect the worst when you meet somebody that I don't even think we talk about green flags enough. Like, man, that even that phrase itself sounds so foreign because we always talk about red flags. Like, and it just kind of made me think, like, some time ago on Instagram and on Facebook, I did like a poll, and I was asking people, I was just like, when's the last time you've been on a successful date? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when's the last time you actually, I'm not saying did you have dudes, baby. I'm not saying did you give her your last name. I'm just saying, when was the last time that you had a good day that you was like, whoa, that was fun, or well, wow, I felt that. Like, think about that. Probably it's been a while, you know what I'm saying? I figured I'd go ahead and make this video and just think about, if I was to meet a girl and if I was to book a date, here are just some green flags that I would look for. Some things that I would consider like, it's a go, like, for me. And also these are 3 green flags to my fellas that I also think you should be looking out for too. And women, y'all can listen in on this conversation. Let's go. All right, let's get into it. So number 1, the first green flag that I would look for in meeting a person on a first date, number 1 for me, it would be good energy and high interest before the date. Yes, before the first date. Like, if you don't have good energy before we actually meet up, meaning like if you take forever to text back, or if your like communication habits are horrible, or if you just, when we talk, you drop. Listen, I love exclamation points. You know what I'm saying? I love exclamation points and long paragraphs. Like, if we can't have that type of excitement, and if you're not showing that before I actually ask you out, I'm not about to ask you out. You know what I'm saying? And it just amazes me how a lot of people date, like, go on dates, like 3 or 4 dates with people, and then they realize that they're not interested. No, how you act and how we interact before the date, that is always my first indication. That is always my first indication. So a green flag for me would be high interest, exclamation point, showing interest, not making excuses for when I could see you. And that one green flag for me would be, and I said this before, natural progression. And what I mean by natural progression is, I'm a type of dude that when I meet a girl, I'm always the guy that's like, let's FaceTime. Like, if it's going well, let's hop on a call. Like, I'm always the dude that I want to ask you out on FaceTime, or I want to ask you out over the phone. Like, I'm not about to text. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. But it should be a natural progression. Like, if the conversation is going well, let's say you meet somebody on a dating app. You know what I'm saying? Preferably, I would prefer to meet somebody in person. But let's say you meet somebody on a dating app. If the conversation is going well in the app, then I'm the type of dude that's be like, okay, here's my number. Hit me up. And if the conversation is going well through text, I'm the type like, hey, let's hop on a call. It should be that natural progression. It should not be, a whole week later, a whole 2 weeks later, and I'm still waiting on the text that I sent 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it kind of reminds me of, I knew this girl. She was one of my close friends, or she is one of my close friends, and she had met this dude on a dating app. And I'll never forget, she said the conversation was going so well that the second day of them meeting, that both of them was like, where you at? She said the chemistry was so strong that they was just like, yo, where you at? Like, and I think she said she was driving down the street, and or she was like on her way somewhere, I don't know, and he was at the gas station, I don't know, but basically what they were saying was like the conversation was going so well, they had so much that they was spending all day talking, that they was just like, yo, I gotta meet you right now. And that's how I am. Like, yo, where you at? Like, pull up on me in this driveway at Target. Like, I'm in the parking lot. Come, just come on. Matter of fact, come to work with me too tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying it don't have to be that extreme, but I am a type of person, like, I love good energy through communication, through text, through FaceTime or whatever, because that's a green flag for me. Because when we meet up, you already know it's about to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my green flag, is the good energy and high interest before the date. Number two, another green flag that I will look for is equal involvement in the conversation. Equal involvement in the conversation. Like, a green flag for me is a girl that is just as interested in wanting to know about me as much as I am her. You know what I'm saying? And I say this because, man, I think it was like last September or last August, I had went on a date with this girl, and let me tell you, the girl was beautiful. Like, she was beautiful. We met, we got to the place, and kid you not, this girl didn't ask not one question about me. I think she probably asked like, cause I went to a performing arts school. Like, what was your major in high school? Was it singing? Was it playing? Probably, I think that was it. But the whole night, I think I asked her one question about like, how did you get into your profession? And that led to her talking about her job, led to her talking about her old boss, her old job, her other boyfriend, her past boyfriend, her past trauma, her past life. I mean, it was just like the whole time we only talked about her. And I was just sitting there like, but a green flag for me would be somebody that's equally as invested into the conversation, because it just shows that they're interested in you. Like, when she wants to get to know you, it just shows that she's interested. So fellas, I think that's something that you want to look out for. So number three, a green flag for me also would be is she's enjoying herself. Like, you're making her laugh, she's laughing, she's smiling, she's just showing, because here's the thing. Women always say, like, I love a manly man. But here's the thing about men. We love feminine women. Like, we love women that are and I hate that phrase, feminine energy. But we love that because, the internet they ruin everything. But men, we love when just women are just women. Like, when ladies are ladies. So we like that too. So when you're just dainty and just beautiful and all that, we like that too. So a green flag for me would be just seeing her just loosen up and enjoy herself. And I think the best way to describe this is just losing track of time. Like, that is a green flag for me. Losing track of time, like getting lost in conversation. You can just tell when she's enjoying herself. Because I know for me, like, when I go on a date with a girl, that is always the goal. Chemistry and endless conversation is always the goal. Like, I remember years ago, I used to see these dudes on the internet, like, and they used to be like, bro, the goal is always to get her back to your crib. That's always the goal. And it's just like, for me, that's not it. Like, I'm not that type of dude. For me, the goal is always just chemistry and conversation. Like, it's nothing like, and here's the thing, like, it's just nothing like having that conversation. And when I say conversation, I'm talking about those confirming conversations, like where it's like, it's laughter and confirming interruptions. Like, you ever have somebody talk, you ever be talking to somebody and you be like, it's crazy you said that. They be like, oh, see, wait. Let me tell you how I know this is crazy. Because 2 weeks ago, like, you know what I'm saying? Where y'all interrupting each other because what y'all are saying is so in sync. Woo! I want that so bad. But anyway, I gotta calm down. But like, that is always the goal for me. And so it's so funny because that friend who went on a date, she hit me up like a few days later, or probably the next day or whatever, I don't know. But she was just so excited. She was like, oh, I love him. He's a good guy, this and the other. We had so much fun, And I say to her, I was like, okay, cool. I was like, well, is he a Christian? She was like, we ain't got that far yet. And I'm like, what? Man, for me, that's always first date. That's a conversation I can talk about for hours on the first date. Like, if I can sit and talk to you about God and about my goals and about dreams, like, endlessly, You don't understand what I'm saying? Like, that is always a green flag. Like, those confirming conversations that just align with both of us, and we're able to exchange that type of energy and those type of godly conversations about God and our dreams and our goals, man, listen, that's a whole green flag. But that's always a green flag. It's to me, it's like, you know how, you know, you go to a job interview, and I always hated those job interviews where, you know, they be asking you questions about your life and the person just showing no emotions. Like, you will say something, they just be like, they just start writing. They just start writing. And you be like, you know, tell me how I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? But I love somebody who you can just meet up with and talk for hours with. Like, that is definitely a green flag for me. I think this is number 4. So a number 4 green flag for me would be some type of subtle mentioning and or agreeing to seeing you beyond the first date. Now, what I mean by this, the reason why I say some type of agreeing, because, you know, naturally, you know, we as men, I do think it's very suitable for us to kind of, you know, lead that, to kind of, you know, to be the first to say, hey, I want to see you again, or to, hey, you know, I think it's first, but a green flag for me, but what I'm talking about, a green flag for me is when this happens and it's very subtle, because it's a green flag. What it says is like, man, she really enjoyed herself. So say you go on a date with a girl, and because I've had this happen a few times, you know, and let's say you only like red wine, right? And you guys are talking like, hey, do you like wine? And she's like, you know, yeah, I like wine. I love wine. You know, this and the other. I have a wine rack in my house. This and the other. And you're like, yes, I love wine, but I love red wine. I love Cabernet. I love, you know, Merlot. I love, you know. And she's over there like, you know, I love red wine, but white wine, my favorite wine is this. And you're like, oh, I've heard about that. Like, I haven't tried it. And she's like, what? I got to put you on. Next time, I'm going to let you try that wine. And you be like, oh, that was a next time? She want to share her wine with me? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, those subtle mentioning and agreeing, like, oh, yeah, she want to see me again. That is definitely a green flag. Because what it says is that, like, she's seeing something, and I'm also feeling something that, hey, we're mutually connected. So yeah, like, that would be a green flag for me. So for me, those are my green flags. Like, I probably have more, but those are my green flags as a guy that I think guys should look for. And also, like, me as a guy, that if I was to meet somebody, those are green flags that I would look for. I probably would do a video, you know, probably I'm thinking about, maybe, I don't even know, with a female co-host that she could talk about, you know, what are some green flags for women, you know. But I think we hear that so many times. Like, we prep men. It's almost like the job market. Like, for years we have, you know, we tell people, go get that interview, and you in the interview, like, I hope I get this job, hope I get this job, hope I get this job. But I think, like, especially with millennials, like, we're coming to the realization that the interview works 2 ways. And so I think that there is this change that's happening, that's like, you know, men are kind of realizing, like, hey, I'm too, you know, I want the person to be interested in me too. So, you know what I'm saying? So I got to look for green flags too, and look for red flags as well. So I don't know, but those are 3 green flags that I will look for, and I think any man should look for, to know whether the person that's sitting across from you is one that you should rock with, and one that God would want you to rock with. So I don't know. So that's my video. But yeah, if you like this video, listen, please like, subscribe, and a comment, and share down below. Like, share your green flags below. Like, what are you, to my fellas, and to my women as well? Like, what are green flags for you on a date? Not so much the red flags, but we're talking about the green flags right now. But yeah, and please like, subscribe, and a comment, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.